Hey friends, are you ready to explore space? Well, we can't do that, but we can explore the Space Center. We're here at NASA Kennedy Space Center, so let's go exploring. This screen is really cool. It keeps showing the Kennedy speech about going into space, about going to the moon. I absolutely love it. And we're gonna go in a second, but I want to show you something really cool that I found out with some friends of mine. Did you guys know that NASA has a complimentary pet kennel? Like, how cool is that? If you do want to use this, you do have to have your own lock for kennel, so make sure to bring that. But it is something there, especially if you're coming from a long way with your animal. You can put them in the kennel for a while you go exploring. Speaking of, it's time to explore. So this is actually going to be sponsored today by GoCity. They gave me this pass. They didn't actually ask for this video, but I'm giving it to them anyway. So this is the first place we've stopped. We're going to go to Kennedy Space Center, and all we have to do is go to our passes, ready to use, and I should be able to scan in. And this is the start of our 3-day all-inclusive pass right here, starting at Kennedy Space Center. To use your ticket here, you take your QR code and go to Will Call right over here, and they will give you your pass and start off your ticket, your Go Pass, City Pass. Will Call, got it, and here we are. This is so awesome. This is amazing. We're gonna start here at the bus tour. There's photo experiences. We're gonna go ahead and skip these because they are upsells.
These Redstone rockets were formerly ballistic missiles.
This is where everything is assembled, and those are the largest doors in the world. That flag is 20 stories high. Just got off the bus, and before we go in to watch the movie and explore in there, it looks like a lot of people are skipping this, but this is the Moon Tree Garden, and these trees were planted, well, I think these are the descendants of trees planted by seeds that were taken to the moon. These plaques honoring many of the Apollo missions, starting at Apollo 1 and then Apollo 7, going all the way around up to Apollo 17. The Apollo 11 crew. This is interesting. Apollo 13 is the only one where the photograph is them in suits and not in their astronaut gear. Commissioned by Rocket Mortgage. That's so cool. This may be the best ad I've ever seen.
Every week on TV, I'd watch my heroes as they jumped into their rocket ships and took to the sky.
We are in Mission Control as it appeared in December 21st, 1968. It is bleacher seats.
This is the firing room. Launch control for the Apollo mission. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon.
11, 10, 9, the ignition sequence start. The engines are on. 4, 3.
This is truly outstanding. This was actually carved out of one of the moon trees that was destroyed during a Hurricane Irma. And it was actually built and designed by one of the astronauts, Stuart Roosa. There's a hologram of Jim Lovell talking about how Apollo 13 became a movie.
We only finished one chapter when our agent was sent the one chapter in the synopsis of this book.
The scale is just absolutely insane for these things. There's a timeline for the Fisher Space Pen and how they developed a pen for space. Is this the old one where the old joke, the Russians used a pencil? It was sold from space on QVC. That's cool. Ultimate road trip. Without the roads. On those early missions, this served as the bathroom, the kitchen, the bedroom, everything for those astronauts. That's crazy. I don't know if I'd fit in there. They had 3 people in there. Apollo 1 tribute, Ad Astra per Aspera. A rough road leads to the stars. Wow. He flew 100 combat missions in Korea. Gus Grissom was not, Apollo 1 was not his first mission. He was actually previously in space. Oh, wow. It says that the next exhibit may not be suitable for all guests, so there is an exit. We can see more of what it looks like to actually be in that tiny capsule, all three of them. There was no moving around. Traditional theater chairs. The seats are fine, at least for me. I don't know about for Crystal.
Yeah, my butt's a little wide.
If you got big hips, you know.
Perhaps that's the greatest legacy of Apollo. It shows our children and grandchildren that with courage, imagination, and will to explore, no dream is impossible.
The design of different spacesuits. The Apollo 14 capsule. Love their photo ops. This one you can actually get in with a spacesuit. They had to partially assemble the rover once they actually landed. Old Glory hoisted by first moon men. So you can touch a moon rock here. I'm here at the Kennedy Space Center with Snoopy the astronaut. Now, the cool story is in 1968, Snoopy became the first dog NASA recruited to be a watchdog for NASA. And in 1969, on Apollo 10, the Charlie Brown went up into space, and the Snoopy lunar module also went up. And as of today, it is still orbiting in solar orbit today. It is the only remaining orbiter still up there today. Time to head into the Atlantis exhibit. When you walk around, you'll see a line, and it's kind of confusing because it's not clear what it is. It's because they do a whole presentation that you're going to walk through before you see the shuttle.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming out of the theater, this is our free Atlantis tour.
In July of 2011, I woke up early in the morning to watch Atlantis land for the final time. It was, I believe, around 6 a.m.
Main gear touchdown. Atlantis' nose being now rotated down toward the runway. The chute being deployed. And nose gear touchdown. Space Shuttle Atlantis now comes home to the Kennedy Space Center for the final time. 25 years, 32 flights, and more than 120 million miles traveled. The legacy of Atlantis now in the history books.
And I think I cried that day because for the first time in a very long time, the America could no longer have the ability to launch people from American soil. We were hitchhikers in space. And then in May of 2020, the world is shut down. I am watching as they're about to launch the first SpaceX manned mission from American soil, from right here, and they are about to go into space, and they have to scrub the mission. The weather's not good. So the world is shut down. We're in the third month of COVID, and I start looking online randomly and realize everything is super cheap because nobody is traveling at that time. So for a couple $100, I make a last minute decision to fly to Florida for the first time ever as an adult. The parks were still closed. And then on May 30th, I went to Titusville, Florida, and got to watch as Americans were flown from American soil once again. It was an amazing thing. Everybody cheered. I was watching with so many amazing people, and it was just such a cool experience. And it's just so great to stand here for the first time in front of Atlantis, remembering watching it over 13 years ago land, and now being able to stand here and see it, knowing that we are leading again in space exploration. So thank you, GoPass, for giving me the pass to come here today. Thank you to all of you that watch, because this is such a special moment for me. And I know it's cheesy and a lot of people don't get it, but I love this. This is a life-size model of the Hubble telescope. Yes, I'm about to take a slide down.
Make your touchdown.
Whoa! Winging it. This is 1/15 of what it actually is in size. There is a memorial for the Challenger and the Columbia Space Shuttle. Israel's first astronaut. Challenger's left side body panel, and the cockpit window of the Columbia. They do regularly have astronauts for you to meet. This is astronaut John David Bartow, who flew aboard Space Shuttle mission STS-51F. Box one, like every kid. I've decided I'm definitely calling this video Pigs in Space. Ha! Hungry for a bite? There's Orbit Cafe. Play is a play area for the children. World's largest space shop. NASA sweater looks super comfortable. Did y'all know they have a NASA Loungeflies? That's crazy. Souvenir emblems. You can get all the Apollo missions. These are really awesome. There is also a NASA Roosevelt shirt with the Mars rover. Okay, now this is awesome. Astronaut duck. Now we're going into Gateway, which is supposed to be kind of the future of space travel. Wow. Look on the floor. This is the Orion capsule. It flew in 2014, launching from Cape Canaveral, and it flew further than any human-rated spacecraft had traveled since 1972. These structures are amazing. So this is awesome. The Club for the Future. You can write your name and address on here and why you think Earth needs space, and they will actually take your letter into space on a Blue Origin and then send it back to you. I feel like SpaceX's spacesuits also look like the robots that Elon is building. The New Shepard is Blue Origin. It's booked up today, but it's a space flight simulator. This suit is from Boeing. It's for their Starliner missions. It's pretty awesome. This Dragon, Cargo Dragon from SpaceX, was the first commercial use space vehicle to deliver cargo to the space station. Absolutely amazing that that's been 12 years ago already. This booster rocket flew 2 SpaceX missions in 2016 and 2018. Testing the Spaceport KSC Flying Theater Simulator here at Kennedy Space Center. So there is a test seat out here. You need to pass the line if you want to use it. Let's see if this will work. We're going to pull it all the way out like we do on all of our rides. Uh-oh.
Lead it through that center strap.
I can feel it. All right, so we put it through there. And then, if I can get it. We did it! It passes the fat test. Unfortunately, it's a 90-minute wait, and I can't stand in line that long, but I'm going to try to come back on a day where it's not a holiday week right before and a weekend. Friends, there are multiple things you can do, though. It's actually a 120-minute wait now, 2 hours. Definitely not doing that today. The statue here is Alan Shepard, the first American in space. You guys remember that wood carving painting or sculpture I showed you earlier, the flat one made from the moon tree? This is the gentleman that created it, Stuart Roosa. Rogers Space Pistols, this is awesome. I love this display. I had no idea there was so much to do here at Kennedy Space Center. I honestly thought there would be like a few hours and we would be done. There's so many shows we did not get to, so many things to do, the simulator, etc. This place is packed with history and the future. So make sure to come, and thank you once again to Go City Pass for sponsoring this video, for sponsoring me. And if you want to support the channel, make sure to check it out below and grab yourself a Go City Pass for yourself or for a great gift.